Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is 5:30, and I will call this regular meeting of the Burnsville City Council to order. It is our tradition to stand for a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, and we invite you to join us. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have some wonderful guests with us tonight, and it's the Burnsville Girl Scouts. So we're going to be honoring them in a little bit. But first, I need to let everybody know that tonight's meeting is being conducted in person and online. And all of the council members and our staff is in the council chambers. And we also have burnsvillemn.gov/meetings where people can join us, or they can also watch us on Comcast channel 16 or 859. The public can also participate through Zoom by joining us at zoom.us/join. And all of our meeting background information is on our webpage and in the council agenda packet. So everyone has access to all of the information that we have. We move on to our announcements and proclamation. And our announcements have to do with all of our upcoming meetings. Our scheduled upcoming meetings, regular council meetings, are scheduled for Tuesday, March 21st at 5:30 p.m. and Tuesday, April 4th at 5:30 p.m. Now, we have a work session that's being rescheduled to tonight, and that's the March 14th work session. So our special work session, the rescheduled March 14th meeting is tonight at 6 p.m. here in the council chambers. And we have a budget meeting scheduled for Tuesday, March 21st at 6 p.m. and the city manager's annual review on Tuesday, April 4th at 6 p.m. And that particular meeting will be in conference room D. All meetings of the city council is in the council chambers unless we note that there is a different location. And so tonight we are honoring the Girl Scouts, and I will do that from the other side. Members of the council, staff, and residents and businesses of Burnsville. Girl Scout Week. Whereas March 12th, 2023 marks the 111th anniversary of Girl Scouts of the USA. Founded by Juliette Gordon Low in 1912 in Savannah, Georgia. And whereas throughout its long and distinguished history, Girl Scouting has inspired millions of girls and women with the highest ideals of character, conduct, and patriotism. And whereas Girl Scouting connects girls to a world of possibilities in a positive and inclusive girl-led environment, where girls are inspired to discover their passions and empowered to reach their full potential. And whereas through Girl Scouting, girls gain courage, confidence, and character to make their communities and the world a better place. And whereas more than 2.6 million current Girl Scout members nationwide will be celebrating the American tradition with nearly 50 million women who are former Girl Scouts and living proof of the impact of this amazing movement. Now, therefore, I, Elizabeth Couts, Mayor of the City of Burnsville, on behalf of the Burnsville City Council, do hereby applaud the commitment Girl Scouting has made to America's girls and proudly proclaim the week of March 12th through the 18th, 2023, as Girl Scout Week in the city of Burnsville in celebration and recognition of the legacy created for girls to thrive and develop their talents and leadership skills, proclaimed this 7th day of March 2023. And if all the Girl Scouts can please come forward and receive this proclamation, and then we're going to take a picture with the members of the city council and our city manager. So I'm going to. Then we're going to go right over here. Yeah. Watch the others. Others come also. That's your step. All have been a part of this journey. So turn around. Okay. Come on, Miles.
We won't get buried this time. It's really exciting.
Yeah.
Ryan, you gotta come stand right here.
All right, ready, everybody? Oh, okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Thank you.
And we'll post it.
You're not selling cookies.
Watch the Usain Bolt thing. This thing, the dapping.
I want the raspberry.
Oh, those are a new one?
Yes, March 26th, $5
Oh, did it really?
off, 9 flavors.
Okay, you wanna give a marketing pitch?
That's terrifying.
Give your name.
This is Christy Davy, lifetime member of Girl Scouts for 36 years now. The Girl Scouts of River Valley's cookie season goes until March 26th. And our troop goal is 8,000 boxes, and we are Cookie Mom 75% there. A little bit over, we'll take that.
Yeah.
9 different flavors are available. No, the raspberry rallies are not available. They're sold out across the country. I'm sorry. We can't
No
help you.
raspberries anymore?
No raspberry rally. We actually didn't get a chance to even sell them. They were sold out before Minnesota could get them. So, but all the 9 other flavors are available through March 26th. So your local Girl Scout.
And they all have them. It's in the trunk of their cars.
Yes. Thank you, everyone.
Girl Scout cookies
Oh, it's
will
a trunk
fly.
sale.
They're not Samoas anymore.
Thank you, everyone.
They're not called Samoas.
Really?
I don't know what they're called.
They have one called, but this new raspberry. Oh, yeah,
They
like
rebranded it because it was
oh, what's it called?
The new brownie ones are also
Caramel
delicious.
Delights.
Oh,
They're a little bit crunchy.
yeah.
Oh, they are?
Samoa was
Yeah.
Okay. The next item on our agenda is citizens' comments. This is the opportunity for anyone in the audience or on Zoom to address the council on an item that is not on a printed agenda and not an application form that's coming before us at a future date. Is there anyone who wishes to address the council? Okay. Anyone on Zoom? Mrs. Collins?
No one that has contacted me about speaking, Madam Mayor.
Okay, thank you. We then will move on. The next is additions to the final agenda, and this is for emergency items only. City Manager Lindberg, do we have any emergency items to come before the body?
Nothing from staff, Mayor.
Okay, members of the council. Okay, we'll move on to the consent agenda. The consent agenda is a group of items that's considered to be routine and will be enacted by one motion. However, an item can be removed for a separate discussion and vote. Is there anyone in the audience who wishes an item to be pulled for a separate discussion and vote? Well, let's see. Okay, no one in the audience. Mrs. Collins, no one on Zoom. City Manager Lindberg, does staff want to pull an item?
Not from staff, Mayor.
Members of the council, may I have a motion to adopt the consent agenda, please?
move to approve.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay, and the motion carries. We are now at the regular agenda, and the first item on the regular agenda is a public hearing. This is to approve on-sale intoxicating liquor and on-sale Sunday license for El Parian Burnsville LLC, doing business as El Parian Mexican Grill, 250 Travelers Trail East. Presenting this evening is our city clerk, Mrs. Michelle Collins. Mrs. Collins.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, City Council. We did get an application from El Parian Mexican Grill, and this is for the regular on-sale and Sunday on-sale liquor license. This is in the former Dickey's Barbecue location in heart of the city. The police department have conducted a background investigation on the principals involved, and found no reason to deny the license. The license issuance is contingent upon the issuance of the certificate of occupancy and the payment of the associated license fees. This is a public hearing. I stand for any questions.
Do we know when they're going to open? I just see coming soon.
They, when this background was completed, they did not yet have their certificate of occupancy, so we have to wait till that gets done first, so
Okay.
Is that their,
Yeah,
what's holding that up?
I don't know.
yeah, probably it's their own financing
Is that
and,
on their end or our end?
I don't know.
Okay.
Is this their second location, or is this?
third.
Actually, I think it's their fourth.
Yep, because they're in Savage, Lakeville, Egan, and then this one,
That's
Burnsville.
what I know of.
Yeah. Okay,
Great.
very good. This is a public hearing. I will now open a public hearing. Is there anyone who wishes to speak to this item? Anyone? Seeing no one, I will close the public hearing. Members of the council, your pleasure.
Motion to adopt?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, say nay, and the motion carries. Thank you. The next item is to authorize the repair of the baffle wall at the water treatment plant, and presenting this evening is our Public Works Director, Mr. Ryan Peterson. Mr. Peterson,
Good evening, Madam Mayor, members of the council.
Good evening.
Thanks for having me tonight to discuss this project that we have at the water treatment plant, which is our baffle wall repair. First thing I'll do is describe what a baffle wall is and what it does. This drawing on the graphic is schematic in nature, but essentially this is representing what we call a clear well, and this is where both surface water and groundwater reside until they leave the plant out to the distribution system. And so groundwater, and once again, this is schematic in nature. So for years prior to the surface water plant, groundwater would come in here, and then it would sit, and then it would leave out this way to the system. Then when we added surface water in, it came in at a location here, and what was happening was the groundwater would go, and the surface water would just stay here, and the two would not mix. So what we did, for taste and odor purposes, is we installed what's called a baffle wall, and then what that does is force the groundwater up, and then it mixes with the surface water, so we can get a more homogeneous product that will then go out. And when the advantages to being homogeneous is that we're providing a consistent product for day in, day out, as opposed to we may be pumping more from groundwater and it goes out, and then it slows down, and then a bunch of surface water goes out. So this is a taste and odor improvement that's there. And so what happened was, what we believe via a routine inspection, that a section of the baffle wall broke, most likely due to continued forces from the groundwater pushing against it. So the section that failed is here. So once again, we're basically in the same situation we used to be in, where groundwater would come in and go out without prior to mixing with the surface water. So one thing else to know, that all of the items of the baffle wall are all safe for drinking water. The other item that we are proposing to do is repair the baffle wall, and then we also are proposing to build what's called a stilling well, and what that would do is force the water up this way before it hits the wall. So it will, A, reduce the amount of stress on this wall, and then B, also help with the mixing. So what we need to do is get a replacement section for the wall itself, and then also we're looking to construct or add that stilling well, and those things are both what we would procure directly. And then a third item would be then hiring a contractor to do the installation. And the key to this is we need to have this done before the heavy pumping season occurs, because we have to drain down the clear well. And we can't do that if we're pumping lots of water into the system. And then there's, you all know we're working on that taste and odor study, and there's no good reason to start the taste and odor study up until the baffle wall's there, because that is a major element to our drinking water system, if that makes sense. So what's unique about this project, well, it's at the treatment plant. Also, what we're asking for is we're basically asking you to direct us that we would purchase the baffle wall replacement panels, purchase the stilling well, and then solicit a contractor. And that you've directed us to do that, we would enter into the contracts via this approval. The financial considerations of this, the contracts are, at one time, we thought would be upwards of $100,000. Our preliminary things are looking at this point like we would be significantly under that amount. So we've had some good news that some of our suppliers, it appears that the cost is going to be significantly less than that. Expenses would be covered by existing operational budgets that we have in place. So with that, I would stand for questions and looking for approval to do what's on the screen here.
Any questions for Mr. Peterson?
I do, Madam Mayor.
Okay, I have Councilmember Gustafson in queue first.
Ryan, do you think this baffle wall has anything to do with the taste and odor in the water system?
I believe when it's functional, it improves the taste and odor because, like I said, what happens is the amount of water coming in from groundwater and surface water is changing. So without it, we may be getting a really heavy influence of groundwater at one point, and then what happens if now all of a sudden we change it up and there's more surface water coming in, now the surface water may take over. So what the baffle wall does is help us provide a more consistent product out to our distribution system. So yes, this is most definitely a benefit to taste and odor.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Okay, Councilmember Workman.
Thank you. Dan kind of took my question and I'm blanking on what my follow. Oh, how soon, Ryan, will we know after the replacement if this does have a direct impact? I mean, obviously it's a community-wide survey that we did, so there's probably not like a button that you can click and just say, hey, water tastes better now. But I mean, I would think that this has some implication in taste, as you've noted.
Yeah, Councilmember Workman, members of the council, it should be pretty quick because it does not take long for the water to mix. So we should be providing a more dependable, a more consistent product out relatively quickly upon its completion.
And by the time it's gotten to this section of the water treatment plant, it's already been through the filters and all that. This is kind of the last step before it hits the pipes out.
Councilman Workman and members of the council, yes, this is treated water. So both it's treated surface water coming in and treated groundwater coming in, yes.
Okay. And I'm sorry for more questions here, but aside from this wall, is there any other mechanism inside of this area that is stirring us water up, or are we solely reliant on that wall to kind of mix?
Other than just the two mixing together, there is no mechanical mixer or something like
Not like a
that.
spinning rod in there that's, moving it or anything?
Councilman Workman, no, there's not. This holds about 7 million gallons of water,
Oh.
so this is a really big tank.
Yeah.
So I'm unaware of a device that would do that, and it would be a major mechanical addition.
Get Venables in there with a big spoon.
You could give us the technology to do so.
You have whales swimming
There
there.
you go. Thank you.
Okay. Councilmember Schultz.
Do you have any idea the length of time that this has, the baffle wall has not been functional?
I do not. We go down and scuba dive and look at this thing on approximately every 10-year basis, and that was very recent in the last few months that we recently did that.
Did you say 10 years?
For this type of inspection, yeah.
Thank you.
Councilmember Keeley.
Following up on that, is there any other way of knowing whether the baffle wall is moving or working other than a scuba dive inspection?
Councilmember Keeley, no, that is, it is a visual thing. So we do need to go down and inspect periodically to determine. Typically, it's more of a 4 walls and a concrete, it's basically a big, huge, cavern's not the right word, but tank.
Yeah, but tank,
Yeah,
right.
that happens to have this baffle wall in there.
Does the baffle wall move?
No, it is solid.
Oh, it is solid.
So
So when you said it fails, or failed, how how did a solid wall that doesn't move fail?
So it's, like I said, Councilman Keely, this is, in addition to the plant. So for years prior to surface water, it did not exist. And then when we put the surface water feed in, that is when, post having some taste and odor challenges, this was one thing that was recommended to us to do. So it's basically, it doesn't have, it's a graphite, or it's a safe material, but it's graphite type of structure that just goes straight up. And you can imagine there's water being directed at it all basically nonstop. And it appears like it was more force than the wall could handle.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So it broke.
It's broken.
Yeah,
That is
okay.
correct. And then the whole idea of that stilling well
Yep.
is so that we're going to direct it away from it. Also, we are planning on putting in a stronger material to avoid this reoccurrence.
The stirring comment that Councilmember Workman made, or was concerned about, that 7 million gallon tank, how much water do we use in a day, typical?
Councilman Keely, members of the council, in the wintertime, we're in that approximate amount. Summer, we're 14 to, on a really busy day, we can get up to 20. We probably haven't seen 20 in a couple of years, even with the drought, but
So that water is moving pretty fast all the time, constantly?
Councilman Keely, yes.
Okay, which is probably doing a pretty good mixing job to some degree. But to your point, as that source is coming in and it's not hitting that baffle and spreading and mixing, it could be much like the St. Croix and the Mississippi coming together, where one stays clear pretty far before it finally starts to mingle and muddy. Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
Councilman Keely, we call it short circuiting. It's basically just going straight in and then straight out as opposed to mixing.
Mixing, right. Thank you.
Like the St. Croix
Okay.
side.
Anything else? If there are no other questions, I need a motion to adopt the resolution.
Move to approve.
Second?
There's a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, say nay, and the motion carries. Members of the council, there are no other items to come before us this evening, and the motion to adjourn is in order.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay, and the motion carries. Good night, and thank you for being with us.